Welcome, friends. Welcome back to Sunday morning in the Old Cookbook Show. And again, we're going to do another recipe out of the Walsh County Cookbook, published by the Walsh County Record in North Dakota, Grafton, North Dakota in 1936. Now, I had originally opened this page and wanted to do the sour cream raisin cake. But there's two other cakes on this page that have grabbed my attention, so I'm going to do them as well. So today we're going to do the Creole cake. And I'm a little bit intrigued by this Creole cake because I didn't know that there were a lot of Louisiana Creole or Acadians in North Dakota. So we're going to give it a try and see how it works out. First thing into the stand mixer is some butter, and we're going to cream that until it's light and fluffy. Okay, that looks good. So next in is this brown sugar. And we'll cream those together. While that's creaming together, I'm going to mix the cocoa into the flour. I just find that it mixes into cakes better later if you've mixed it in with the flour. The butter and the sugar look like they're creamed together pretty nicely. The next thing that goes into there are eggs. Now the recipe says to beat the eggs separately and then add it in. I have a stand mixer, so I'm going to put the eggs in one at a time and they will mix in just fine. Just make sure that each egg is mixed in thoroughly before you add the next one. Now it says to put the soda into the sour cream, and I assume mix it together, and then you put this into the egg, butter, sugar mixture. So give that a little bit of a mix, and now we'll mix this into here. Now it says to mix in the cocoa, flour, coffee, and extract, but it doesn't say what kind of extract. I looked at a whole bunch of other Creole cake recipes, and they're pretty much nothing like this. So I'm going to use vanilla extract, see how that works out. And I think I'm going to go for part of the flour and then a little bit of coffee, part of the flour, a little bit of coffee, mix it all in. I think this is where I'll put the vanilla in. True to form, this recipe provides no information about baking, the size of the pan, the temperature, the time. So I'm going to choose a 9x9, and I've got a piece of parchment paper in the bottom as a sling just so that it's easy to get the cake out. So I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm going to put this in for, I'm going to say 20 or 25 minutes and then test it and then see how much longer it needs.
Hey Glenn, hey friends, I've taken the liberty to
cut the Creole cake.
cut a little bit into your Creole cake there.
So this is from Olga Anderson.
Piece for you,
Thank you.
piece for me.
Ooh.
It's very brown. Is it what? It looks like that.
So
That's good. I'm approaching it with apprehension because I'm not a fan of, as we know, I'm not a fan of coffee, but it's pretty nicely.
I don't taste the coffee.
It's pretty nicely hidden in there.
Yeah.
I will admit, it's fairly nicely hidden. What's funny, I think is funny, is actually literally a coffee cake versus most coffee cake that's just meant to have with coffee.
With coffee. So the coffee really does elevate the cocoa, because the cocoa is the only chocolate in this cake.
And I'm also surprised because I am usually not a fan of cocoa flavor, and
Yeah.
I would say that the combination of the two has really worked for me,
Yeah.
more so than coffee and cocoa as separate flavors.
Yeah, as separate flavors. And so I cannot judge this as a Creole cake because I've never had a Creole cake. I looked up online what Creole cake is, and this is not like any other Creole cake recipe that I can find.
You never know why people name things that way, right?
Well, no, and so this may be her interpretation of a cake that she had somewhere or that she heard from someone. And as a cake as itself, I think this is wonderful. I really do like this. It's a kind of a chocolate cake that is very moist and flavorful.
Would be, and I'd say, hey, you know what? You could add all sorts of things. You could add chocolate chips.
You could,
You could add dates. Wow, that might be too sweet. I'm kidding on the dates.
But it could be it doesn't need icing, but a nice icing would be good. And you could put a caramel icing on this. You could put a chocolate icing on this.
Ooh, a salted caramel.
Salted caramel icing on it would be fantastic.
You got choices.
Okay, so I like this cake. I'm really glad that it caught my attention and that we made it. So give this one a try. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.